If your team is pouring effort into brand films and community posts while your sales pipeline is starving, you're building content in the wrong order. There's a sequence that decides which content earns the budget when, and most enterprise teams skip the first letter of it. I'm Asher. You're listening to Content is Currency from Table 8, and over the next 8 minutes, I'm going to walk you through a framework I built for clients. I call it ABC content. The order matters more than any single piece. By the end, you'll know which content type your team should be making this quarter, what to deprioritize until the machine is making money, and the specific kinds of acquisition content that actually move the needle. Brand matters. Community matters. But not yet. Not where you put the budget. Let's go. Here's what I see all the time. A founder gets advised to build their brand on LinkedIn. A marketing director hears that thought leadership drives pipeline. A board member reads that community is the new moat. Every one of those statements is true in isolation. None of them are true if the basic acquisition engine of the business is broken. So the team builds beautiful brand films. They invest in community building tactics. The numbers come in. Engagement is up. Sentiment is positive. The brand looks great. And somehow, 12 months later, the sales team is still cold emailing into nothing. Pipeline is still bone dry. Leadership is asking why content isn't driving revenue. It's because you skipped acquisition content. You went to brand and community before the machine that actually feeds your sales process had a single working belt. Picture 3 buckets stacked on top of each other. The bottom bucket is acquisition. The middle bucket is brand. The top bucket is community. Most businesses, when they start producing content, pour the water into the top bucket first because it's the prettiest. The problem is the top bucket has nothing to sit on. It tips, it leaks, it makes a mess. You have to fill the bottom bucket first, until it's stable, until it's overflowing. Only then does the middle bucket make sense, because it now has support. And only when both are stable does pouring into the top create the compounding effect community is famous for. Stack the order and the water multiplies. Skip the order and the water hits the floor. Most enterprise content right now is hitting the floor. Why does every team skip A? 3 reasons, all rational in isolation. 1, acquisition content is unglamorous and uncomfortable. Ads that have to convert. Sales pages, people may never read. Comparison pages, ROI calculators. None of it wins design awards. 2, brand content looks easier to measure on the surface. Engagement, sentiment, awareness, visible numbers, all in dashboards. Acquisition content's value lands months later in a sales conversation no analytics tool ever fully attributes. 3, board pressure rewards what looks like leadership. A founder posting on LinkedIn looks like CEO behavior. A team building a comparison landing page looks like junior marketing work. Every reason is rational on its own. The combined result is the same. The work that was supposed to feed sales never gets built. The machine never gets built. And without the machine, none of this makes you money. A, acquisition content. The content that sells. Ads, sales pages, product explainers, demos, case studies, customer reviews, comparisons, pricing pages. Measured by revenue and pipeline, not by engagement. This is the machine, the thing that turns awareness into a paying customer. And it speaks to different buy-in levels. The cold prospect who needs trust, the warm one who needs the conversion push, the ready buyer who needs clarity. Different content for different stages. You fill this bucket first, and only when the machine is running and money is moving do you graduate. B. Brand content. The bigger story, your worldview, your point of view on the industry. C. Community content. Customer storytelling, ambassadors, hosted conversations. You need a brand to exist from day one. A name, a logo, a color, a clear positioning sentence. That's setup, not budget. The ongoing content budget goes A first. Brand maintenance is necessary. Brand expansion is premature. The first half of acquisition content is the conversion layer. The content measured directly by sales. This is where money goes in and money has to come out. Ads, paid campaigns on Meta, LinkedIn, Google, YouTube, with creative tested every 2 weeks because cost per acquisition is your scoreboard. Landing pages, the destination an ad sends to, designed to convert, not to look pretty. One offer, one button. Sales pages, the long-form version where the bigger purchase decision happens. Pricing pages with real numbers, not contact us. Gatekeeping price quietly leaks 50% of your prospects. Product explainer videos that close a curious lead into a discovery call. Demo recordings. The sales team drops into live deals. Every asset has a conversion target. Click-through rate, page conversion rate, demo to close, hard numbers, real consequences. The spend doesn't lie. Trust isn't optional. You cannot sell to someone who doesn't trust you. The trust layer is where that trust gets built in public before sales ever opens a conversation. Customer reviews on third-party platforms, G2, Capterra, Trustpilot, Google reviews, social proof your marketing team didn't write, and that's hard to fake. Customer case studies with real numbers and real names. Customer testimonial videos with the customer's job title and logo visible. Comparison pages, you against the obvious alternatives, fair and clear. ROI calculators where prospects plug in their own numbers and see your value in their own context. Trust pages, security certifications, data handling, who's already won with you. Industry benchmark reports, your data made public, cited across your space. Objection handling content, the 8 things prospects always ask about price, integrations, security, contracts, answered out in the open. None of it converts on click. All of it is the reason your conversion layer actually works. Without it, your ads burn money on prospects who aren't ready. Once the acquisition machine is running and money is moving, B becomes powerful instead of premature. Brand content is your worldview made public. Your founder's point of view on where the industry is going. The hot take that pushes back on the consensus. Podcast episodes like this one. Brand films that say something. Not just look beautiful. Manifestos. Industry essays that frame a problem in a way no competitor has. Long-form interviews, founder talks, annual reports written for humans, not investors. Brand content's job is not to convert directly. Its job is to make prospects say yes faster when they hit your acquisition content, to make your reps walk into pitches with prospects who already know what you stand for. Without acquisition content underneath, brand content is a beautiful poster with no door behind it. With acquisition content underneath, brand content becomes the sign that draws people through the door. C is the compounding layer and the one most leaders crave first. Customer storytelling at scale, ambassador programs and customer councils, user-generated content, communities you host, not just join, industry conversations you convene, the Slack group, the LinkedIn group, the customer-only podcast. Done well, C creates a flywheel. Your customers become your distribution, your community generates content on your behalf, and your acquisition cost drops because trust is being manufactured by other people's voices, not yours. But C only compounds when there's an A to compound on. A community without a clear product to advocate for becomes a vague network of feel-good interactions. The signal you're ready for C is when your acquisition content is generating organic demand and your brand content is generating real opinions in the market. At that point, community is leverage. Before that, it's a hobby. You can audit your content this week and know which letter you're working on. Day 1, list every piece your team produced in the last 60 days and label it A, B, or C. The ratio you find is the truth. Day 2, count what sales has asked for and what they're actually using. The gap between those numbers is your A debt. Day 3, pick the asset that's costing you the most right now. An underperforming ad, a leaking landing page, a missing case study. Build the fix this week. Day 4, pause, B&C production, not delete. Pause. Until the machine is moving the needle. Day 5, set a single weekly review with one number on the agenda. Did acquisition content help close a deal this week? Build the machine first, then earn the layers above it. This was Content is Currency from Table 8. We'll see you next episode.